Good day and welcome back to my second episode. Let's talk production. This is only production that we're talking about here. And the second episode, let's talk about knowing and preparing your equipment for a session. I know maybe I touched something, a bit of it in the first episode, but let us be honest. It is very important for you to know and understand your equipment. Apart from timing, you there on time, and boom, you don't know your equipment. Every artist, they have engineers or producers that they would love to work with anywhere. So it's very important for you to make sure that if you booked to do a project anywhere, make sure that you go there on time, have a communication, a proper communication channel with the people who runs that studio. Get to know the equipment. And sometimes when I talk about getting to know the equipment, people misunderstand few things and they miss few things. There's something that we say you need to also to understand and know the acoustics of that particular studio. Because once you understand the acoustic, then it's easy for you to work in it. If you don't know the acoustics of that particular studio, it doesn't matter if you know your equipment, because your mix is going to really sound bad. Why? Because you never familiarize yourself with the acoustics of that studio. Some of the frequencies will be exaggerated. And when you were there, you will think like, oh no, this one is fine, or I'm not hearing this proper. So you need to get to the studio in your control room, walk around while you're playing something. And at the same time, when we're talking about knowing your equipment and getting ready, there's something that people don't really tend to get. And that thing is, when someone books you and say, come and record me, ask them something that you'll always find that they don't know the answer to. Can you give me reference music? A reference music simply is the type of music that maybe they like their project to sound similar to, and we're talking the sounds, how it's mixed, they likes it. Let them give you that. Come to the studio, play that while you're just sitting in the studio so that you can sort of get to know the acoustics of that particular studio. And even when you're recording them and you already have something in mind, you can actually do different mic techniques in order to try and achieve whatever that is in that album. And you're having ideas, you're getting ideas as you go. Why? Because they've given you reference music. So it's so important to know your equipment. It is so important to know why you've been booked and what is expected from you. I always said to people that, hip hop guys, they will always try to say, George, can you mix an album for us? And then you having this heavy 808. This studio, when it comes to 808, it sounds different from other places. But because I know how it should sound, then it's not easy, it's not difficult for me to work with it. I hope this makes sense. Let's move to the next episode. I hope you'll be there.